Chandra.
Hey, good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible, guys?
Good evening, sir. Yes,
I'm good. How about you guys today?
we are good, sir. How about you?
I'm great. I'm great. Yeah, I mean, so let's wait for a couple more minutes. I can see the attendance. I mean, the amount, the guys who have joined us less. So let's wait for a couple of minutes, and then we'll begin with our session. Right. So
Yes, yes.
yesterday's session, any doubts or anything you people want me to cover it before this session, guys? I mean, anybody gave some time and read this stuff, whatever we discussed yesterday?
Hello, Madhu.
Anybody read it, or you are still keeping it in your lot? You will read later like that.
What, sir?
No, no, yesterday's session. After yesterday's session, did you people get some time to read about or learn whatever we discussed yesterday? Okay.
सर कंटिन्यू कर दो
समझ गए क्या बोली?
सर कंटिन्यू कर दो
Okay. Okay, I guess so. Let's start. So yeah, guys, I mean, good evening once again. So today we have the system designing lecture 2 that we are going to cover today. Okay, so yesterday was 1 and this is 2. And there is a small portion which will be left out after this class, which we will cover tomorrow. And probably we will start HTML by maybe if we cover the remaining part, whatever we have planned for tomorrow. If we are able to cover it very fast, then we will start HTML also tomorrow. Okay. So today it will be full of system designing concepts, and here we will. So today, what we are going to discuss today will be a little bit recap of whatever we discussed yesterday, and then we will look into master-slave architecture. Then we have latency. Then we will cover a content delivery network. Then shuffling and sharding, consistent hashing, proxy server, caching. Okay. And if we get time, we will look into MVP, or otherwise we'll cover that tomorrow. Okay. So I know there is a lot of new terminologies as compared to yesterday. Here there are a lot of new terminologies. No need to worry on that part. We will focus each and everything as we discussed yesterday. Okay. Right. Anything you guys want to tell before this, or shall I start it?
स्टार्ट कर दो सर.
Okay, so nice. Okay, first one is the master-slave architecture. Okay, so before that, let's begin. Okay. Okay. So yesterday we discussed we had user, then we have load balancer, then we have the normal setup of servers. Okay. So yesterday we had this. So whenever a user calls particular request, the user creates the request, then the load balancer will decide to which server it should go, right? So this is something we learned yesterday. Okay. So this case we talked generally about it. So today we will talk in depth about it. Okay. So what happens is we have a user A who is going to store data in a database. Okay. So we have different servers which are going to deal with this request. The server will have a data store where we will be storing the data. Okay. So we have a load balancer here. So A is making a request. It will go to S1. For instance, it is going to S1. So it will have a certain data store which will store the data here. Okay. So sometimes what happens is, so this data needs to be replicated to different servers too, right? This needs to be replicated to S2, and also it needs to be replicated to S3. For what? Consistency. You people remember the Cape theorem, right? That we discussed yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whenever the consistency increases, the availability decreases. And whenever consistency decreases, the availability of the servers will increase. Okay. Okay. So this is a general phenomenal rule that we learned yesterday. Okay. So here we will focus on this particular block today. Okay. So in this particular block, there is a very well-known architecture called as master-slave architecture. Okay, where we will be having a web server, and from web server we will connect the databases. Okay, for each server we will connect a database. Okay, and in terms of database, we will have a master node, and for which we have the slave nodes. It is like we have a master system to which this will communicate, and to under which we will having a lot of slave systems which will work on its own. I mean, it will be under this particular master, and these are the slaves. Okay, so whenever a web server makes an request, okay, for what we say, write, there are two kind of operations we can perform here. One is read, another one is write. The write is something when we store a new data, that is called as write. And when we just give me a second, guys. Okay, so this is called as write, and another one is called read. The read is nothing but whenever we have stored the data, now the client is asking to he's asking to retrieve the data. That particular request is called as read. Okay. So whenever this master slave will be responsible for all the write functions. What sorry. It will be always responsible for write function. So whenever new data needs to be stored, the master will take care of that. Okay. So the slaves will only progress with the read access. So whenever a web server asks for some data that has been stored previously, to get that data, so that request will be handled by slaves. Master will not intercede in that. So this is an example here. This is the proper diagram. This we have a web server, and this web server will have read and write requests coming from the user. Okay, when there is a write request, it will only contact the master. And this master data is replicated on the slaves. Okay, that is not necessary because that is necessary because all the read data will be moving from the slaves. Master will be touched at last. Before that, all the slaves will be occupied for reading the data. Guys, you understood what a master slave architecture here it is?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me, so shall I explain it again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, I'll go. So see, we have a user called A. Okay. Now we have a load balancer here. Okay. Now I have server here. I have two servers, S1 and S2. Okay. Now I'm asking user A. User A is sending a request to store the data of user A. Load balancer is asking S1 to process that request. Okay. Now S1 will contact the database. The database should be like this.
Sir, every server has a database.
So you can say you can have a single database for multiple servers, or you can maintain separate databases for the single server. That depends upon the use case, how the company needs to keep it. Okay, but if you maintain different databases, then you need to synchronize the data between the different databases.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. So this is the master, and these three are the slave. Okay. Now, whenever a user makes a request, it goes to the load balancer. From that, it goes to the server. From there, it comes to the database. So when it comes to database, this particular request is to store data. That means writing it on the storing means writing it, right? So that particular request will be handled by the master. Okay, and that data is shared across all its slaves. So this is the head, and these are all slaves. So master will only handle that request. So this is the request one. Okay. Now user is making another request. Here he is going to get all the data, whatever he has stored. So in this case, the server one will not disturb the master. It will look for slave. Directly it can ask a slave to give the data. So all the reading of data or getting back the data can be done through slaves. But writing or storing the data is done through the master. So this is called master slave architecture. Now you are people able to understand what this is?
So writing can also be editing the data.
Writing is editing data. Creating new data or editing new or updating something will all come under write.
सर एक बार और एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए सर प्लीज सर लेट में आया इसलिए
अच्छा सर लेट आया okay I'll explain, no worries. Okay, see so when we have a user A and we have a load balancer, the very first time the user A makes the first request. The first request is to store the data. So once data reaches the request reaches the load balancer, it goes to the server. Then server will see the database. This is the database. For example, I'm telling. Okay, don't consider literally. I'm just telling an example. Okay, here we have a master node. So all the read, all the write kind of things like storing data or editing data or updating data, all those requests will be handled by the master. Okay. And once the master gets the data, it will replicate the data. It will share the data across the slaves. Okay. Now the user makes the second request. In this request, once it reaches the load balancer, it will go to the server 1 or server 2. Any server it can go. So once it's reached there, it goes back to the database again. In this case, it will only, if this is a this is a reading data or retrieving data or getting data. So that particular operation can be handled by the slave itself. There is no need to disturb the master. You can also do read on master, but it is less preferred. You guys are able to understand what the master slave architecture is?
Sir, in reading data, it will directly contact to the slave.
Yeah, it will
There's
directly
no need to
contact the slave.
master, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So basically, why we do this? Why we do this is, so if you keep on increasing the service, right, you can maintain the traffic. Okay, but when you maintain the traffic, when you increase the number of servers, at that time the data replication will take a lot of time. Because one server will have data, then you need to replicate it to other servers also. So to avoid that, we can do like this manner. So that is why this master slave architecture is followed a lot. You guys are clear about this master slave architecture, guys? Or do you want any doubts, anything?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So shall we go to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday we guys talked about latency. So latency is nothing but in India we have our Atenu website. So currently our Atenu is an Indian based startup. So in India we have our website, and somebody in US is going to come and visit our website. Okay. So all the servers are there in India. So this USA guy needs to travel across a lot of routers in order to reach our server. So this is basically the distance, a physical distance that the user is crossing in order to get the data from the Indian server. So the total time taken to issue the request and reaching to the server and response getting back to the user, this whole round time, you can see there is some delay, right? And that is called as latency. You people have watched this cricket matches in your TV, right? TV and Hotstar. So sometimes you can see in TV, maybe 1 or 2 balls, it might be going ahead. In Hotstar, it might be going late. Have you ever noticed this kind of this issue?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So yeah, this is because of the latency. Because all the servers will not give the data at the correct point. It needs to travel a long distance. So when a particular data packet is nothing but the information which is there in the internet, which travels to the user, or which travels from one user to another user, right? So the distance that it needs to travel can have a lot of impact on it. So that is why it's called as latency. Okay. So we talked about latency yesterday in a bit. So today we will talk in depth. Yes.
Sir, VPN can also be an example of latency.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very good example. So whenever you want to access a site in US, right? So I can show you one more diagram from there. So this is a guy A who is based out of India. Okay. And he needs to access a certain site which is only available in US. For example, take an example. Yeah, sure. I'll at the end of the class I'll send this PPT. Don't worry. So this guy needs to access, Amazon Prime, right? Anybody are using Amazon Prime before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody it seems. So Amazon Prime is nothing but it's a video delivery, video content delivery app. So there are sometimes in India few titles are available, but few titles are not available in India, but they are available in US, right? in US website, you'll be able to see certain title. For example, there is a series called Witcher. Okay, so this series is available in US region, not in Indian region. So this guy installs a VPN. Okay, this is a VPN. So this VPN will, what it will do is it will mimic. He will request here, and this will send it to the Amazon server. This is Amazon server. Okay, for this Amazon server, this VPN will mimic its location, mimic the location of US. So the Amazon server will think, okay, he is coming from US, so I need to show the data for the Amazon region, the US region, right? So this is an example of VPN. And here, if you see, the travel time is long as compared to the Amazon server, which is present in India, which is delivering the Indian region data. So this physical distance would be larger. That is why you can see a latency. So people understood this example, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, let's move to the next. A little bit, we will talk deep about latency. So latency, there are two things. We can get latency based on two things. One is server's performance, and another one is round trips. Okay, so let's talk about the server's performance. So let's consider same person A is going to access a good movie. Any good movie name, guys?
RRR.
What movie?
Sir, Triple R.
Triple R. Okay, Triple R is not released yet. So let's consider it is released. Okay, and Amazon Prime has it. Amazon Prime server. This is okay, and this is the content. So the person will request the Amazon web server, and it will go and read the data from the data location, and it will send it back to the user. Okay, so there is a chance there the reading the Triple R movie data and streaming it to the person, that might get delayed because of some physical device issue. Like it can be because of the hard disk or hard drive that we are using, or the RAM is very slow, or the server performance is not good, or the internet connection is not good. So these kind of issue might come, right? So these issues are called as server performance. Because of this issue also, there will be latency. Correct. Sometimes you notice even you have 4G, the video takes time to load in your phone. This is because your internet might be low. You might be having one or two hypes in the tower, right? So even this causes latency, right? That is also called as latency. Okay. The next one is the round trip. The round trip is the previous example that we discussed, where the person A goes through a VPN and goes to the Amazon server, which is present in US, to get the data. So the complete round trip from the issue request to reaching the server, getting the data, and coming back to the user. This complete round trip, if the physical distance that data packet needs to cover, means it covers a lot of distance. So that is why it has a latency. Because of that, it has latency. So that is called as round trip latency. So if people understood the two types of latency, how the latency are caused. Guys? Okay.
Yes, sir.
सर सर्विस वाला एक बार और बता दीजिए सर ये
Okay.
सर्वर ये फर्स्ट
Server performance.
यस सर
Server performance. Okay. ठीक. देखो. So person A is trying to access a movie in Amazon Prime. Okay. And from the Amazon Prime movie is stored in a hard disk. Consider it is stored in a hard disk. Okay, this is the hard disk. HDD. Okay. So whenever the person A requests a data, the Amazon server will go to that hard disk and start reading the data. Consider the file is very big, so it will take time to read it because the RAM is small. Maybe the RAM is some 32 GB or 64 GB only. Okay, the system is not that much powerful to support the server. the data and send the data back to the user. And times their RAM would be good, the system would be good, but the person would be having a low internet connection. So that time also it will buffer. It will take time to reach the content to reach there. So that this is called as performance based latency. You're able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So somebody said repeat please. So can you tell me what I need to repeat so that I can explain you again? Okay, I guess I didn't get the reply. So yeah, okay, they understood. Cool. So this is
Sir,
called as latency. Yeah.
Sir, if more traffic can be carried out, then what will happen in latency, sir?
Okay, that is we will talk. I mean that topics will come later in the slides. Shall we discuss at that time?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we can see there is a lot of this latency based issue, right? Because we have internet, man. So all the people in US should access our data, which is there in India, and India should access data from Singapore. Singapore people should be able to access the data in Europe. Europe people should be able to access the data in Australia. So because it's a worldwide business, right? Take example of Facebook. Facebook is a company from US, but we are using it, right? And do we face any problem in connecting the server or logging in or posting a photo? No, right? Even though if Facebook servers in India are down, still we are able to do that, right? So how this has been managed? How this problem of latency has been they tried to um, uh, mitigate it. So that we will look into that part now. So let's consider again the user A. Okay, and there is a server. And here we have a server. This server is in USA. And this server is in Australia. And we have one more server, which is in India. Okay. Now this user tries to get data from Indian server. This user is in India. So he will get the data very fast, correct? Now, if this user wants to get the data from US server using a VPN, okay, he's using a VPN. Now, let's consider a situation when he uses a VPN. The very first time the user calls the Facebook US server. So through the VPN, it will take some time to load the photograph in his mobile phone, right? But once again, if he is going to load the same photograph from the US server, at that time also it will get delayed. Though the person is requesting the same data from the server, but his request takes time to get succeeded because of the latency. So at that time, what they did was they brought in a concept called as CDN. CDN is nothing but a cache. It's called content delivery network. This is an intermediate cache or intermediate storage. When a person makes a request, this photograph or a video or something, so this CDN will store that data, and it will very first time it will store the data and it send it back to the user. When the user again accesses the same data, it will check whether it is present in the CDN or not. If it is present, it will directly revert back. It will not go to the Facebook US server. So this will decrease the latency. The latency will be getting decreased on because of that. So you're able to get what a CDN is here, guys, basically.
No, sir. Can you repeat one more time?
Okay. See, the user at the very first time is going to access data from the Indian server. Okay, this is Facebook Indian server. He is going to access his profile picture. So he is able to see it very fast because he is also in India. His profile pictures data. I mean, the data store is the server is also in India. So he's able to access it fast. Now he want to check. I'm connecting a VPN. I'm going to connect to the US Facebook server, and I'm going to check my profile photo whether that is present there or not. So very first time when he searches it, he will get the result, but it will take time because of latency. The next time also, if he do the same request, it will take time because of the latency, right? So the next time, the same request, same data is going to come, but it is taking time because of the latency. So to stop that, what they did was they brought in a new concept called as CDN. It is an intermediate storage device or intermediate server or intermediate cache. You can name it anything. It will do this job. What it will do is the very first time when the user makes a request, right, it will come to the CDN. It will check whether the particular data which the user is requesting is there or not. If it is not there, the request will bypass it and it go to this Facebook server and come back to the CDN, and it will store the data. Then it will go back through the VPN to the user. Okay, so now the data is present here. Again, the user calls, does the same API call. When the same API call is done, similarly is going to check his profile picker again in the US server. At this time, it will come back to the CDN. It will check whether that particular information is there or not. It is there. Now this time this is there. So the information will be directly going from here, CDN to the user. No calls will be going to the US server itself. So this will decrease the latency. You guys understood what a CDN is now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
CDN is nothing but content delivery network. Okay. So because of CDN, we are able to decrease the latency here. Okay. And one more thing here. So anybody have got doubt here? If CDN is going to store all the data, then CDN should be very big, right? Every time the user is going to make some call, right? I mean, make a request. So if every time the CDN will store new data, so it will keep on growing, right?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. So so what the CDN's concept is, every a few seconds or after a few minutes, they will clear the CDN. If a particular data is getting stored in CDN, right? There is two storage here. The CDN is divided. You can say CDN will be getting divided into two parts. One is permanent storage, where it will be present in CDN when somebody goes and manually deletes it. Till then, it will be present in CDN. Then it is another one is a temporary storage, where a particular data is stored. It has an expiry time. It has an expiry time of 5 minutes or 5 seconds or 10 seconds. That depends upon the CDN who is going to configure it. So after 10 seconds, the data will be deleted from the CDN. You people understood the question and how it has been answered?
So,
Yeah.
so which data is stored in permanent storage? Okay.
So basically, yeah, okay. That's a very good question. I'll come to that. So now, if you see the Facebook's very first page, right? Let's open it in the browser. I hope my ID is not logged in. Okay, it's not logged in. Okay, so you can see here this particular image, right? This Facebook image, and this particular CSS that has been given to. Whenever a page is loaded, right? At that time, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all the three things are loaded. So the CSS part, the images in the page, these things are stored in the CDN permanently. And for example, this CDN is not maintained by a public organization. It is also maintained by the private organizations. So Facebook will have its own CDN. Amazon will have its own CDN. Flipkart will have its own CDN. So Facebook, what it will do is, what data is being accessed in the server very largely by many users, that particular data goes into the permanent storage. Like the Facebook's image, or some images on the Facebook's page, those things will go inside the permanent one. Other things will move down to the temporary one. This permanent thing is also not very permanent. That is also destroyed. That can also have expiry time, but it will be very large. I don't know who asked this question, but is it clear?
Yes, sir, now it's clear.
Okay. Let's move to the next one. Okay. Before going to the next one, I want to post an MCQ. Let me post that. MCQ. People try answering this MCQ. I just want to confirm whether you guys understood clearly or not. If not, so I can explain it again. Okay, I have posted it, guys. Your people are able to see the MCQ. People have attempted. Can you guys answer the question? Okay. So who are all there in the call, please go and answer the question in the whatever I have asked in the MCQ. Okay. Let's move forward. Is it clear, guys, in this particular slide, whatever you wanted to ask? Whatever I explained here. Okay, cool. So this is whatever I have drawn there, right? This is the same one. This is a pictorial representation. This actually I took it from a good article in Medium. Yeah. So let's move forward. So this is an one more example of CDN. So previously we talked about, right, some the user is in Asia and under the origin server is in US region. So at that case, how this is going to happen? So these are the cache servers you can see here. These cache servers are nothing but the CDN, content delivery networks, which will help the user to get the response very faster. Okay. So you guys are clear in master slave architecture and now in CDN, latency and CDN, correct? Any doubts in those three topics, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Let's move forward to the next one called as sharding and supply. Okay. So let's talk about the problem why we have sharding and stuff. So we have a user now, user A. Then we have a load balancer. Then we have some 4 servers. Okay. So this server 1, this is this server 2, this is this server 3, this is server 4. Now, user A is going to make a request to get certain data from the server. Okay, it will go to the load balancer, and from there it will go to any particular one server. Like if A is storing data, then it will go to this particular. It will get stored in server A, and then the replication of data from A to S2, S1 to S2, S3, S4 will happen. Okay, consider the data that A is going to store is of 1 MB. Okay, so do you think at that time these servers will be very much busy in copying data? Copying data between themselves.
No, sir.
No. Consider if that's A is storing 1 GB of data. Now what will happen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It will get slower.
It will get a little bit slower. Now consider 1 TB of data. It will get
Yes,
more slower now.
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to 1 peta, 1 TB of data. TB is petabyte, which is 1000 terabytes equal to 1 petabyte. Okay. So that will be very heavy, right? All the servers will be so much busy. So completely the availability part will literally come down, correct? According to Cape theorem.
Yes, sir.
So due to this cost, what we'll do is we'll do something called, we have a new technique called as sharding. Sharding is the new technique. Sharding can be explained in two ways. The first way is dividing the data into certain pieces and distributing it stored in the servers. Like the 1 peta, like consider we have 1 TB data and we have 250 GB data in S1, 250 GB data in S2, 250 GB data in S3, and 250 GB data in S4. In this case, all the servers will have certain amount of data, correct? And we will store that data in load balancer, that which all data is present where. So now easily it will be able to access the data, correct? So sharding is a technique where we divide the data and distribute it among the servers. That is one way of explaining it in terms of data. You will understood the statement, or do you want me to repeat it again?
सर रिपीट कर दीजिए वन मोर टाइम.
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. देखो, जब बहुत बड़ा डेटा हम मतलब डिफरेंट सर्वर्स में, मतलब सर्वर में स्टोर करने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो मतलब उसको रेप्लिकेट करना मुश्किल हो जाता है. So what we do is we will segregate, we'll separate and segregate the data and put it a small chunk in each server. So the पूरा डेटा का मतलब छोटा चंक हर एक सर्वर में प्रेजेंट रहता है. So हमें पता, मतलब हम लोड बैलेंसर को बता देते हैं कि मतलब कौन सा डेटा कहाँ पे, कौन सा चंक कहाँ पे. तो लोड बैलेंसर जानता है कि मतलब कौन से सर्वर को कॉन्टेक्ट करना है. तो इस पर्टिकुलर डेटा सेग्रीगेशन एंड सेपरेशन टेक्निक को बोलते हैं हम लोग शार्डिंग. ओके,
बट सर ये थोड़ा स्लोअर नहीं हो जाएगा और
ये
कलेक्ट करना पड़े सारे सर्वर से डाटा?
हाँ देख, अब 1 TB डेटा को हर एक सर्वर में कॉपी करना इजी है या फिर 250 GB डेटा को कॉपी करना इजी है?
ओके सर. बट सर है ना, जब कोई यूजर वो मांग रहा हो तो सर, तो उसमें तो स्लो होगा.
नहीं, उसमें स्लो नहीं होगा. क्यों नहीं होगा, मैं बता रहा हूँ. तब क्या होता है, लोड बैलेंसर के पास डेटा होता है कि फर्स्ट 1 से 250 अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा सर्वर 1 के पास है, ठीक है, और 250 GB से लेकर 500 GB तक सर्वर 2 के पास है. 500 GB से 750 GB तक सर्वर 3 के पास है, और 750 GB से 1000 GB तक सर्वर 4 के पास है. जो ये पर्टिकुलर यूजर रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है, लोड बैलेंसर डिसाइड करता है कि कौन से सर्वर के पास है और उस सर्वर को रिक्वेस्ट को डायरेक्ट कर देता है.
ओके सर.
इसको बोलते हैं हम लोग इंडेक्सिंग, एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग इज कॉल्ड एज इंडेक्सिंग. ओके, एंड द टेक्निक ऑफ segregating and storing it separately is called as sharding. ओके, इसी को हम एक और तरीके से भी एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. rather than हम dividing the data, what we'll do is we will group the servers. Okay, so for example, we have a user A. Now we have a load balancer. Then we have so let's say 4 servers. S1, S1. Sorry, this is S1. This is S2. Then we have S3. Then we have S4. Okay. तो जब यूजर एक रिक्वेस्ट करने लगता है, ठीक है, तो 4 सर्वर है, ठीक है. अब एक यूजर नहीं है. लेट्स कंसीडर सिचुएशन ऑफ IPL, ठीक है. all these 4 servers are of Hotstar servers, ठीक है. Now we have 10,000 users logged into the Hotstar to see the match. So A is not one user, we have a lot of users here. Okay, so what it will do is we will segregate the users and we'll assign it to certain amount of we'll segregate it, like user 1 to 250 will be 1 to 2500 will be watching in server 1. 2500 1 से लेकर 5000 people will be in server 2. 5001 से लेकर 7500 तक server 3. 7501 से लेकर 10,000 people will be watching in server 4. So these servers are distributed across India. Okay. At that time, we will create a pool. Like this, we will create a pool of servers. And here, which server is going to be in the pool, and how many are there is going to be in the pool, that algorithm will decide. Any programmer can write that algorithm. So when we make this, at certain position, if server one goes down, this has 2,500 users. So that 2,500 users will be put down to the server 2. So a pool will manage that traffic. So these two people won't get affected. You're getting the point here, guys. आपको समझ में आया कि वापस explain करूं?
Clear है Sakrati.
Okay. So this way of partitioning is called as shard. Each partition is called a shard. And कौन सा instance कहाँ पे आएगा? Which instance is going to be inside this? That is done by shuffling. It's only algorithm. वो algorithm decide करता है कि कौन से किसको shuffle करके कौन से एक दो या तीन servers को एक साथ करना. ठीक है? This is done to spread the traffic along the servers so that the customers will be able to see it easily. And even though certain servers are failing, the other people will not get affected. Right? Clear, guys? This particular slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move forward. So yeah, these two slides I guess I have covered in this. Okay. After this, okay. So far we have seen what is sharding and what is shuffling. Okay. So we will talk about next what is the problem might come because of this. Okay. So let's take this example of Hotstar only. 1 minute. Please. Okay. So before moving to the, let's talk about the problem in real time. So you people watched recently we had a match with India and Pakistan, right? You have seen there are a lot of viewers viewing that match, and Hotstar also got a lot of appreciation that they handled very nicely. Did any one of you, any people seen this news? A month back we had a match with Pakistan, right? There is no cricket fan here. Okay. So basically, sorry.
अभी साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ मैच है.
Ah, correct. Okay. So actually that is the actual news, because there was so much there were a lot of people watching the match. So even though nothing got crashed, I mean there was no big problem came up. So how they handled it? Actually, during shards, right? If we say the server one is having 1,002, yeah, it was managed by Hotstar. See, like 2,500 people are there in S1, and 2,500 to 5,000 people are there in S2. Okay. Now, in this pool, if this server goes down, this 2,500 people will be transferred to S2 to watch the match. Now this S2 will be having 5,000 people. So the server which is going to deal only 2,500, to that server, if you're going to give extra 2,500, do you think the server 2 will be able to cope up?
No, sir.
No. So this will also get failed. So eventually this 5,000 people will be pushed to the next pool, right? So this will get shared. Here also, this will start getting failed because of over users coming in, correct? So because of this sharding and shuffling, this particular issue has come up. So this was the issue which led the users to resolve it, right? Then a lot of techie minds came together and solved this issue. And that particular thing is called as consistent hashing. Okay. So let's look into with a different example, a simple example now, not with an Hotstar. Now we will look into the simple example. These two particular line on the top right, don't look into this lines. Don't think about those lines. Okay. Now let's consider there are four servers, which is called a server 0, server 1, server 2, and server 3. Now we are going to store data. What data we are going to store is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. So we have four servers. And now we get an array of numbers. Okay, that will be 0 to 7. Okay. Now, according to sharding principle, sharding technique that we have learned, what the server will do, it will partition this data and it will store it in the servers, right? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you are with me, right? You are able to understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at that time, what happens is it will store 0 here, 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, then 4 in this, and 5 in this, then 6 in this, and 7 in this. Now the load balancer will know where to access the data. What if this particular server goes off? At that time, these two data will be shuffled again. Again, this complete list is shuffled, and it can put it in any server. Then what it will do is 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 here. So after server 1 fails, again it will get reshuffled and it will get stored in S1, S2, and S3. So now you see there is a data inconsistency, right? Here,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So there's a data inconsistency. So again, if server 1 fails now, so what it will do? It will take these three values, it will shuffle it again, and again it will put it into different S2 and S3. Correct. So that is situation I have depicted as a diagram here. So this is situation when server 2 goes off. That time it will all get disturbed. So again this will be reshuffled and again it will kept into different servers. Okay, this is the case when we are when a particular server is getting failed. So there is one more case when a particular server is getting added. Yesterday we talked about dynamic servering, right? Dynamically we'll add servers. We talked, right? Do you guys remember that, or shall I explain it again?
Sir, explain it, please.
Okay, no problem. See, let's talk about Hotstar again. So, so now we have a pool where server 1 and server 2 are there, and each server is managing 2,500 people. Okay. Now, what happened was at this time of time, only 10,000 people were there. Okay. Okay. So this time the match was boring. That's why only 10,000 people was there. Then MS Dhoni comes in. He hits 4-6. The match got interesting. A lot of people heard about it. Then suddenly, another 20,000 people came to see the match. Is this possible? Like, the match gets interesting, everybody comes in to see the match. So here now we have 20,000 people came in to see the match, but we have only 4 servers. But if 20,000 people started coming in, the servers will get failed one-on-one, right? Because of over user. So what they will do is they will dynamically pull new servers. They will create a new pool with new servers. Depending upon the users coming in, they start creating dynamic server. Dynamically, they will create new servers so that they can strip the traffic and put it in different servers so that the system runs efficiently and perfectly.
But sir, these servers are already present there, but they were not working. Then they just when the demand was there, then they just come into the use.
Yeah,
Right, sir?
that is one way of putting it. But today they have dynamic servers. There is no need to keep the server already set up. Okay. AWS, Google Cloud, these people have services which dynamically pull out the cloud, pull out the servers whenever it is required. They will have an algorithm which will check the number of users count. If the count increases by 10,000, if per server, they will have a count of this many people. If it has increased by one, at least 1 or 10 or 20, then they will pull out a new server and they will allocate the newly coming people to that particular server. There are two chances, as you mentioned, the server are there. It is in the off situation. When a lot of people coming in, they turn it on and they divert the traffic there. That is possible. That is called as manually doing work. Now they have automated it using AWS and Google Cloud. There is some service called as EPS, I guess, EPS or EBS in AWS, where dynamically they can create servers based upon the number of users coming into the system. Okay.
So they are virtual.
Yeah, these are virtual. You can have virtual, dynamically creating one or mostly virtual.
Okay, so
Okay. So this is one. Yeah, I got a question here, it seems, by one guy. How data is secured from the server 1 and server 2? I think it's server 1. Okay. Okay, I'll come to that question. So you people understood what is dynamically servers coming in, right? And after Dhoni hit 2 4s, 3 4 6s, and suddenly, unfortunately, he's bowled out. So again, people lost interest and they start moving. They start switching off the app. So now you can see this 20,000 people has gone out. So there is no need of these servers, right? The servers which are dynamically pulled in. So these servers needs to be removed from the system. That is also done. So why we add servers and why we remove servers? Because of two things. One is for performance, so that the people will not see the latency or the app won't crash. That is one reason. The another reason is costing. If you pull up these servers and servers are not used, still it is on, that means the business needs to pay to the AWS. The hoster needs to pay to the AWS. To stop that, they need to close these servers. Dynamically, they need to close these servers so that they don't need to pay extra. This is called as dynamic server inclusion. People understood what a dynamic server inclusion is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I had a question. Okay. Somebody asked me that what happens if how to recover the data from these two servers. So whenever this particular server is getting failed, right, we will have a fail-safe mechanism inside it, which will check if the server is going to fail. It will copy the data into certain location and it will die. Right. So this particular fail-safe mechanism is followed, and from there you can recover the data, and we can do the we can do this shuffling part. Okay, there is a chance sometimes fail-safe mechanism won't work. In that case, the server this data is lost if it is present in the server. If the same data is present in the database, we can contact the database to different server and get the data. So that is possible. Okay. So even when we include data, that time also this shuffling will happen. That is why this shuffling will happen. So it become very really inconsistent, right? Like it's like we will not know, the load balancer will not know to which server to go through. There will be a lot of issues, right? So this is one of the issue of sharding and shuffling. Okay, to solve that, we came up with an interesting concept called as consistent hashing. Before going to the consistent hashing, guys, are you guys clear about all the one that I have talked till now? Any doubts so far, guys?
no, sir.
Okay, seems cool. Okay, I'm putting down one more MCQ, guys. Just try and answer that. Okay, I have created the MCQ, guys. The second MCQ for today. Okay, try answering that. I'll give you a minute to do that. Okay, guys. There are a few people left who are not attended the quiz. Please attend it. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, guys. So let's talk about consistent hashing. So now you people understood what is the issue and all. So now let's try solving it. And that is called as consistent hashing here. So what we will do is we every time we just mimic into a cleaner diagram now. We have a user A, then we have a load balancer, then we have the servers. Okay, this particular load balancer will have indexes where it will have a mapping like S1 will have what data, then S2 will have certain data, right? So this is called as hash map. This indexes is called as hash map. Okay, it's a map to tell where to look for the data. Okay, you people are aware of this particular term called hashing before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Hash table.
Fine. Hash tables, right? So you can see a indexes or hash table in a load balancer, which will tell you where the data is. So we knew the issue when sharding was happening and shuffling was happening. Every time this hash table was getting updated, right? Whenever a new server comes into the picture or one particular server goes out of the picture, right? So to solve this, they came up with a solution called as consistent hashing, where consistent hashing is nothing but it's an way of dealing things in such a manner that all the data we know which data is getting assigned to where. So let's talk about that. So what initially what it's done is a very big hash space is created. The very first step is a very big hash space is created. This is nothing but a large array, you can say. It will have the hash values. Okay, and each one particular one will be mapped to certain servers. Okay, server 1, then you have server 2. Okay, so this particular hash a big hash array will be mapped to certain servers, server 1, server 2, server 3, like that. So that is the very first step what it is done. Then what we do is we make this hash map into a what you can say is so what I'll do is I will create the hash map into a circular format. Okay, I'll create that into a circular format. This particular circle is a hash map. I mean the hash array, the big hash array. So now I will attach it to one service. Okay, this is server 1. This is server 2. This is server 0, and this is server 3. You people are able to understand what this is and how this is being made here. We are considering the complete hash, the largest hash array as a circle, and we are placing the servers. I mean, we are attaching the servers and indexing it to the certain hash. Okay, guys, you are able to follow this one or not? Shall I explain it again?
Sir, repeat once.
So the very first thing what we do is we'll create a big hash. We'll create a very big hash array. Okay. You can say a space. This is very big hash space. Okay. And this space will have hash value, hash key value, and each key is associated with the server. Okay. So you know that the key 1 is associated with server 1. Key 2 is for server 3, like that. So we will have a big hash space here. What we'll do next is we will consider that hash as a big circle. We consider that hash space as a very big circle, and inside and we'll place the respective servers on top of the hash to which it is got linked. To which particular key it is got linked to, on top of that we will place the servers. Theoretically we are speaking here. So now you understood, guys? भाई लोग समझ में आया कि नहीं कि वापस रिपीट करूं? I mean वापस थोड़ा easily explain करूं?
Yes, sir. एक बार और करिए सर प्लीज.
Okay, sure. देखो, जब भी आपको समझ में नहीं आता ना, openly बोला करो, so that I can explain it again and again. I have no problem in explaining it again and again. Just ask. Okay, you guys are paying money for these lectures, so you should utilize it completely. Okay.
Okay, sir.
There's nothing wrong in asking. If I'm knowing, I'll definitely tell you. If I don't know, I'll learn and come back tomorrow and going to explain you. Okay. Feel free to ask. So the very first one, what we'll do is we need to know. हम क्या करेंगे पहले बार? Everybody is comfortable in Hindi, or anybody want to be in English only completely?
English, sir. I don't know Hindi.
Okay, no worries, no worries. So what we do here is we have a big hash space. We'll create a big hash space. So first we'll see it in a linear fashion. You can see it's kind of a array. You can see it as an array. So each array's one element is linked to a certain service. S1 is linked to the first one, S2 is linked to the second one, S3 is linked to the third one, like that. Okay. Now this linear space, what we are reviewing it, we are going to attach the front and back. Front and the end, we are going to attach it and create a big circle. That is a hash space of circle. Okay. So this hash space of circle will somewhat look like this. I'll draw one more diagram so you quickly understand. Okay, so the same thing what we have drawn here at the top, we have joined the front and back and created a circle out of it. And now we will see where the servers are placed. अभी समझ में आपको ये diagram क्या करके?
Yes, sir.
Now people understood what the diagram is about now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we have placed S1, S2, S3, and S0 on the circle, right? I mean on the hash space. Now we are going to this is the first step. Okay, so we have placed it here. The next step would be assigning the keys to it. The key I am telling here is the array that we received, right? 0 to 7, we received one array, right? We are going to assign the values to this. So very first I will assign 0 and 0 to server 0, then 1 to server 1, then 2 to server 3, then 4 to server 4. Okay, this is like that. Okay, so we have assigned the values to respective servers now. Now what happens is, now let's consider if any one of the server goes down. If server 0 goes down, at this time, what our algorithm will look for is this particular value which was assigned to server 0 is present between which two servers. It is present between server 3 and server 1. I'll draw it, no problem. So now we have zero value here. Now this particular server has gone down. So ये value को हमें किसी और जगह पे store करना होगा, correct? So what we'll do is we'll check for another server. So we will see the nearest two servers. In between this data is present. So it is in S1 and S2. So this value will get stored either in S1 or it will be stored in S3, not in S2. So the load balancer का जो hash table है, अब it will not frequently change, right? Because we know which value lies between these two servers. So to that particular server, the data will go. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Still, I'm asking you again. Sorry for asking it again. Do you guys understood or not?
Yes, sir.
This is very.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So is this shuffling happening?
No. Here, because we have created a big hash map and we have associated each hash key to the respective servers, we don't shuffle a lot here. Even though we shuffle, we know where in between which two we need to shuffle. So in this case, we will shuffle 0 to either 1 or server 3. Server 2 is not in the picture at all. So the shuffling will get reduced.
So shuffling 1 on 3 में होगा ना only?
1 or 3 में होगा.
So we are not using content hashing here then.
This is called as consistent hashing.
Consistent hashing, yeah.
Yeah, this is called as consistent hashing. This complete, rather than completely shuffling and completely putting into different servers, we know where we are going to put it. So we are consistent about the data here.
Okay, sir.
You guys understood what consistent hashing is, guys? If you
Yes,
feel
sir.
clear, then we will move to the next scenario of consistent hashing. Guys, shall I move to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next one is similar to this one. Okay. And in that case, what we'll do is we will add new server. So seeing my diagram, do you people miss the class board? In class, we used to draw in the board, blackboard, and one thing, right? That would be so easy, right? Okay. Now the number of let's consider this particular user. This is an again we are going to consider Hotstar here. This particular server is serving to 250 people. Okay, then this is serving from 251 to this is 0 to 250. 251 to 500. 0. This is having 500 1 to 750. Then we have 751 to 1000. Okay. If server 0 fails, we know these users will be put either in S1 or S2, or it will be they will be shuffled and shredded, and evenly they will be put into S1 and S2. Sorry, S3. Okay, this is the first case that we discussed, correct? So in this case, if this 0 is working and new 250 people came into the picture, okay, at that case, what will happen? We will directly put a new server into the hash map, in the hash space, and we will connect those guys to this new server. This will be server 5. There will be no shuffling, no shredding. So this is easily we can do a horizontal scaling using content hashing.
So this is dynamic server.
Yeah, you can consider dynamic server or server user, I mean, manually you have launched the server. You can consider anything, no problem. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here, so this is called as horizontal scaling. You people remember yesterday we talked about horizontal scaling and vertical scaling.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Because we are adding new servers, right? So that is why it's called as horizontal scaling. So
Sir,
this,
why we need to add a server?
new 250 people have come to watch the match now. So rather than putting it in the same servers, it will cost load, right? So we are just bringing up a new server.
Sir, the cost will be with the high for adding a new server.
Cost will be higher for adding a new server. But if you don't add a new server, right, these 250 people will either join S1, S2, or S0, the existing servers, and the load on the server will increase. And once the load increases, the server will go offline. If it goes offline, a lot of people will have a bad experience. So they will stop subscribing to the respective subscribing to the Hotstar app. So that is also a loss, right?
So then our load balancer will do the things like S1 and S2 get share their.
Yeah, it can share. It can share. But the load balancer will share the traffic. But the server has a limit of traffic, right? If, for example, this server can only withhold 250 people. If and load balancer is there, every server is having 250 people. Now load balancer, if data comes, it will put it into any one server. But the server cannot handle it, right? Load balancer will not know this detail, right?
Okay, so
Load balancer's job is to segregate the traffic and put it across the servers.
So suppose if you want to shuffle the 250 people, then how will it shuffle? It goes to S1, all 250 will goes to S1, or all 250 will goes to S3, or it divided
That is
among
the
them.
okay. So this is the situation where we people come in, the software engineers. We will be writing the algorithm for that. How the shuffling, how the shedding should happen. If you think the people, we will write an algorithm to a simple algorithm will be divide how many people are there in S0 and send half to S1 and send half to S3. This is one way of solving the problem. First way. Then
Yes, sir.
we use some technique. We'll find out the less active users in S1 and S3. If S1 has a lot of less active members, then in that case, I will send larger people to the S1 because there are less active members are there. They are most likely to drop off.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
this is one another way of solving the problem. So this is actually this fully depends upon the person who's going to sit and code there.
So it can be anything.
It can be anything. Yeah. Somebody asked you a very good question. Yeah. Like if the limit is 250 only, then right. Yeah. So to handle that, what people will do is, what companies do is, if a particular server has 250 as the limit, in that case they don't touch 250. At 200 itself, they start a new server. Or at 200 itself, they will see whether they can fail the server and pass the traffic to the other or not. Okay. So that is how it's happened.
So in this case, a dynamic server will create.
Yeah. Dynamic server will come into the picture. And dynamic servering is very, very important today, guys. Because consider any situation, we don't know, right? Take any customer-facing app, Amazon, Netflix, then Hotstar, then Flipkart, then you have you can go for Big Basket or eBay
So
or
Myntra.
Facebook, Myntra. Yeah, all customer-facing app. We don't know how many customers will come and go, right? At during the sale time, if at 12 o'clock the sale is going to be going to start today, today night 12 o'clock is going to start. Then from today morning itself, a lot of people will be coming to Myntra to put the their dresses into the bag, right? Checkout bag.
Yes, sir.
So, but yesterday or day before yesterday or 1 month ago, the same traffic will be there in Myntra app. No, right? So this kind of dynamically pulling up servers is very, very important in today's architecture. And you people learning this is very good for your career.
Hello sir.
Yes, yes.
सर जैसे अचानक लोड आ जाता है कोई भी वेबसाइट पे, जैसे सर्वर ऐड करते हैं सर, तो थोड़ा तो टाइम लगता होगा कि जैसे नया सर्वर लाओ, उसमें कॉन्फ़िग करो, बाकी सारे सर्वर से कनेक्ट करो, तो लोग इतना फास्ट कैसा कर पाते होंगे? बहुत सारे प्रोग्रामर बैठे होते थे क्या उधर?
हाँ, एक तो as you so yeah, I'll just translate your question in English. I think you people don't understand Hindi. Sorry for that. So the guy his question was, what happens if certainly at a certain situation a big load of people comes into the website. At that time, it might take some time to configure new servers, set up new servers, direct the traffic. So there are a lot of programmers are sitting in there or not. That was his question. So answer to that is, it is true that a lot of engineers are available during this kind of crisis. They know, I mean, during a sale time or during a particular match, where a lot of people are exactly waiting for it. So they do this market analysis and they pull up people to sit in order to solve this problem. Okay, if some problem comes, how to solve it? They have resources there. But today, lot of the web services like Amazon Web Service, Google Cloud Service. So these people are giving the service itself. So there are Google engineers, there are Amazon engineers who are going to sit there. There is no need of Hoster engineers to sit there. Okay, because the Hoster is going to use Google or AWS, right? And they have also automated it through artificial intelligence and machine learning. So these technologies come in here to understand how the amount of people coming in. So the lot of people coming towards the site, right? So these are predicted using machine learning algorithms. So for example, you are a person who use a Myntra app, or you are a person who use Instagram app. So daily your usage is tracked. I mean, at what time you are coming, what time you're logging off, what time when you come, what you watch. You watch reels, or you watch photos, or you search for different accounts. So all these data are stored at certain place, and these data are used to train machine learning algorithms to find which people will come online during this particular amount of time and what they are watching. So how to manage the servers based on that. This is called as business intelligence. This is called as market intelligence, and this is driven through machine learning and AI. Today it's done like this. Before it was like hit and run. The person who asked the question, you were able to understand?
Yes,
what
sir,
I
yes.
answered? Okay. Guys, you're able to understand everything in shading, right? Shading and shuffling and context hashing. Any doubts in
sir.
this, guys? In this particular topic till
No,
now,
sir.
whatever we discussed.
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Now it's time for one MCQ. I'll post one MCQ, guys. My speed of speaking is okay, guys. I mean, you're able to follow, right?
It's fine,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
If you feel like I'm talking very fast, just let me know so that I will.
Sir,
slow
yes,
down.
sir. Your pronunciation is too faster.
Okay, no problem. I will correct. Okay. Okay, I have created a question. Logged out. Is the question but created, guys? Question. Okay, I'm just posting the question again. I got locked out of the website. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I've created a question. Please do answer, guys. Okay. So let's look into the next one. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit idea about caching and proxy server. I mean, this is not included into your syllabus, but I wanted you guys to know about it. Okay. So caching is a word which is nothing but storing a data temporarily. Okay. It can be users data or any data, but storing a data temporarily so that some intelligent decision can be made. That is called as caching. Okay. So we talked about this CDN, right? CDN is one way of caching. So very first time the user asks for image, it gets from the server, it stores in the CDN. So that is called as caching. For temporary time period, we store it. So that again, if you're going to access it, we will get that very fast. Rather than going to the server, we'll get it from the CDN itself. So CDN is one particular example of caching. Okay. So in terms, you guys would be a full stack engineers. Okay. You'll be working on front end, back end, and databases. Okay. So according to your job role, I'll just explain how this caching is going to help you. So whenever you are developing a website, right? So in front end, you can store the data in your local storage, or you can cache the data in your browser. Okay. In backend, you can use internal memory to cache the data, like Redis or this kind of internal memory databases you can use in order to cache the data. And in database, if every time you're going to fetch a same record or same thing, right? It can be present. We can keep the data in certain index, which can be accessed very faster. Okay. So this is basic idea of caching. Any doubts in caching, guys?
So repeat once.
Okay. So caching is nothing but storing a data in a particular location so that next time when you're going to get the same data from the server, it won't take time. You'll get it very fast. So any expensive request that user is making, I mean, it goes to the server and again it comes back. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of latency. In that case, what we'll do, we create a layer somewhere between you and the server, where this particular data is stored. So if again you want to access the data, you will directly get it from the cache rather than going to the server.
So
This is
for
called as
for
caching.
example, any
For
example?
example, yeah, sure. I'll give you an example. Let's consider Myntra, a Flipkart application. You go to the Flipkart website, you search for certain product, okay, and you just close the website and come back. Again, you open the website and go there. You can see the previously searched item will be shown in the search bar once you click on the search bar, right? So whatever you search, right, that data is taken and it is stored in your cache, and that cache is in your web browser. I can show you that also. For example, this particular website we have, right? I'll open up Flipkart now. Okay, I will inspect this. We will learn these kind of techniques earlier. Okay, if I go to memory, okay, application, and if I come to the local storage, right, you can see this much amount of data is getting stored. Okay, see here, all this data you are seeing, right? This is all everything. This 36.1 KB, whatever you're seeing, right? This is cache stored by the respective website. If I want to clean that cache, I can clear it from here. Everything has gone. Okay. Now this thread will not have my search history or anything. Okay. This is called as cache.
Got it, sir.
Real-time examples works, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So next one is called as proxy server. This no need to bang your head a lot. I'll just give a simple explanation. If you understood, that's okay. If you didn't understand, that's no problem. Okay. So this is nothing but proxy server is nothing but tell me guys, how many of you guys are from college? I mean studying right now. Okay, at least 50 to 60% guys. So ever you people have done a proxy attendance, like you don't go to the class, you ask your friend to put attendance for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That is called as proxy. That particular one word is called as proxy, where you are not present, but somebody else, allies of you is present. That is called as proxy. Okay. So similarly, what happens is certain times for security reasons or some other reason, we need to hide the servers. The original servers are not exposed to the users. So in that case, we have a middle layer of servers, which is called as proxy servers. These are intermediary servers. What this service will do is this will get the request from the user and it will go and hit the actual server and get the data from there and it will pass from there to the user. So that is called as proxy server. I mean, if people understood what a proxy server is.
Sir, is there an example?
Okay, I can give you an example. How many of people have watched a movie called The Social Network?
What, sir?
The Social Network. Okay. If you people have not watched it, please go download and watch. That is the complete story of how Facebook got created by Mark Zuckerberg. It's a complete story. It is a very, very inspirational movie for software developers as well as the entrepreneurs. And the very first time when the Facebook conducted interviews to hire people, right? When he was in college, he created this company. Mark Zuckerberg and Edward Sovereign created this company. So very first time they wanted to hire people. So what they did was they created a round. They asked the person who was going to participate. They asked to sit in a round table, and every 10 seconds or 10 minutes, I don't remember correctly, they need to drink a glass of whiskey or rum. Okay, a shot they need to take for every 10 seconds, and they have a task to crack a server. They need to hack a server. That is their actual work. So for every 10 seconds, they need to drink and they need to code. They need to drink, they need to code. So this is the very first round of interview happened in Facebook. So once you keep drinking, right, every 10 seconds, every 20 seconds, your nerves will go. You will be not able to focus. So Mark Zuckerberg wanted people who are able to focus exactly. I mean, very super focused people he wanted. So he used this technique to get people in. This is a story that I want to tell. But let's come into the live example. So what happened was Facebook was getting into a lot of people. It was only in Harvard first, but that got expanded to a lot of different universities. So to handle those requests, what he did was he created. They had main server inside their hostel room, and they created a proxy servers in different colleges. Okay, so every people in that college will hit their server in their college, but that actual request will come to Mark Zuckerberg's college, Harvard, and it will fetch data and go back. This is one example.
Okay, sir.
I know this is not a very perfect example, but bear with me.
Sir, it's a kind of false server, but it's not the real one.
Yeah, you can say that. We can say that, but that's not a perfect example. I mean, perfect words to frame that. Okay. Guys, any doubts so far in the class? I mean, we have reached the end of the class. There is one more topic left, and I need something else to discuss with you guys. Before that, any doubts here, guys, in this particular session that we had today? till now?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's before going there, I wanted to talk with you guys about the interview preparations and what you people are thinking about your career. So you people joined here to work as a full stack developer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You people
Yes,
know
sir.
what a full stack development is, right? Did anybody tell you guys that what a full stack development is?
Front end plus back end.
Okay, front end plus back. Okay. I'll just show you. Okay, this is one particular. This is my blog where I write. Okay, so actually, full stack development is about four things. One is front end development, back end development, database, and DevOps. So this DevOps part is not that much covered. Okay, I mean in the interviews, but they will look into your front end skills, back end skills, and databases. Okay, to be a very to sit in an interview and crack that interview, you need to have a very good knowledge in data structure, algorithm, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Node.js, MongoDB. Okay, apart from this, you should have knowledge about the system designing. Okay, so whatever company that you're aiming, guys, whatever company that you people are going to aim, it can be Facebook, Google, or any big company, no problem. There is a simple way. I mean, there is a hard and simple way to crack that interviews. Okay, you know this Lead Code website, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Lead Code.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So try to solve at least 450 to 500 questions in Lead Code in DSA. Okay, in DSA. DSA has been covered in the class, guys, before this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
DSA खत्म हो गया sir.
Okay, that's great then. So you people should start practicing DSA. Every day, you people should practice at least 2 to 3 problems. Spend 2 hours daily, especially for learning or recollecting DSA concepts and solving problems. Because DSA is very, very important, guys. Any company is going to hire based upon DSA. Most of the companies hire based upon DSA. So try to solve around 450 to 500 questions in Lead Code. Then go to Codeforce or CodeChef. Or go to CodeChef. You know these websites, guys. Have you guys used this website before?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So every month they have a hackathon. They have a competition. Try and participate. Go and try and participate. If you're able to get 4-star ranking or 5-star ranking or 3.3 star ranking, at least 3+ star ranking, right? It is very, very good. And put all these things, whatever you have done here, into your LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Everybody should have a LinkedIn account where you should update your profile. LinkedIn is very, very important, guys, because today I'm in a job and very, very, very good job. I'm only 3 years experience, but I'm earning a lot. The guys there in industry. Sorry. Hello. What I didn't understand what did you say. Okay. So what I was telling was, so I earn a lot. I earn nearly the person who is have 10 or 12 years experience. That much amount I'm earning right now. Okay, that's because of these things. My LinkedIn profile, my DSA solving, and I'm very good at the tech stacks. Okay, so these things, whatever I've told you, right? This should be a daily practice. Daily, at least spend 1.5 hours to 2 hours of time solving problems in DSA. Consistently, if you do daily, right, it will become a habit. And once it become a habit, right, any interview that you're going to sit, yeah.
In which company are you working?
I'm currently working in a company called Everledger. It's a startup, UK-based startup in blockchain. I'm
Okay,
a
sir.
full stack engineer with blockchain. I'm working in both technologies.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
सर लिंक्डइन
previously,
का प्रोफाइल शेयर कर सकते हैं आप?
हाँ मैं कर सकता हूँ. I'll share my profile. Show you my profile.
सर अटेन्यू वाला
I'll
वेबसाइट में
last.
आपका शो नहीं हो रहा है लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल, मतलब
I
वहां
think
पे लिंक तो है लेकिन आपका प्रोफाइल नॉट फाउंड दिखा रहा है.
which one, from where you tried accessing?
सर अटेन्यू का
No,
एक
there I have not
वेबसाइट है.
updated. There I have not updated. Sorry. There I have not updated. I'll send you the link, guys. I mean, we have after some 5 minutes. I'll show. Okay. Let me finish off this one first. Okay. So
Okay, okay.
daily try learning two questions at least in DSA. Solve the question, not learning. Solve the question. If you don't know the answer, search for the solution, learn the solution, then code on your own. Okay. See, guys. See, for whatever I have came here, I'm teaching you guys. For that, I'm getting paid. Okay. But you people need to get to a good job, because your whole career, your whole life ahead of you is based upon your career. Because money is not very much important, but all the problems in the life has a simple solution called money. Okay. To earn money, you need to have a good skill set. And skill set can be developed through consistency and discipline. You need to consistently practice. You need to consistently learn for certain amount of time, not the whole life, but certain amount of time you need to do it. Okay. So for that, sit down, daily learn DSA problems at least 2. And after that, whatever it's been done in the class today, right? Every day, take half an hour of time to revise whatever we did today. Then take some problems from the internet and solve it. Every day we will be posting assignments. The coding CC, right? Solve that. Okay. So keep yourself busy in this particular things. Okay. That is about it. And you wanted my LinkedIn profile, right, guys? This is my LinkedIn profile. Okay, I'll share the link. I'll see people have asked. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think to everyone I'll share it. Okay, fine. So this is all about that I wanted to discuss, guys, for today's class. I have one more topic left, that is MVP, but I'll cover it tomorrow, because that's a pretty big one. We have only 10 to 15 minutes left. So I'll take this particular 10 minutes for especially for the placements. So whatever doubts you have about the companies, industries, placements, what we need to write, what we need to study, you can ask me now.
जैसे बड़े कंपनी जो भी रहती है जैसे गूगल फेसबुक, इसमें वेब डेवलपर की वैकेंसीज रहती है क्या?
Yeah, see, all the companies today are based upon the internet. Okay, so either you should have first thing, you should have a very good DSA skill. Then you should know front end or back end or database or all three combined together. So combined together is the market now. So whatever company you take, Google, then Amazon, these companies, there are there. You could say around 80 to 90% of the vacancies are based upon web developers in those big companies that you're talking.
Which is more useful, front end or back end?
So see, that depends upon your choice. If you want to be very much in logic building, you need to design stuff. Design the complete architecture of the system. Then you should focus on your backend. If you want to be very, very user friendly, you should know how the users are going to interact with your app. You know how to design a beautiful screens and all. Then at that time, you should focus on your front end. That is your front end. Is a strong point. But in today's industry, the full stack is a big buzzword. So you should know either full front end or back end very concretely. And other thing you can know a little bit like that.
सर आपने कोई बड़ी कंपनी में ट्राई किए थे क्या?
Yeah, I'm an ex Honeywell employee, and I was in Honeywell. Before that, I cracked Amazon. I didn't join Amazon because I had a very good opportunity in Honeywell. then I for Google in the last round I got disselect. I didn't get selected in the last round. I messed up in my last round, which was fully of backend. So yeah, I'm planning to again try for Google, but now my plans have changed. I'm totally focusing on blockchain and full stack now, because blockchain and full stack is kind of a very big combo. It's a deadly combo, which might come into the market in next 5 years. So I'm just preparing myself for that.
Sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. What is blockchain? Because
Okay,
I'm seeing it advertisements also.
Yeah.
Next
So
5 years.
blockchain,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Blockchain is nothing but it's a distributed system. So today, for example, take your bank, any bank that you use, right? Whatever transaction you do. Sorry.
थोड़े आलसी है, नाम देख के पता है मुझे.
Okay, I think he's talking to somebody else, I guess. Okay.
Sir, tell me, sir.
Yeah. Somebody asked me Honeywell. Yeah, Honeywell. Yeah. So what I was saying was the blockchain part. So the blockchain part is nothing but today most of the transactions are happening through the single node. I mean, we have a central system from where we will transfer data. So we have a single server. I mean, the one central server which will be managing all the data. So the bank knows your bank, whatever you having in your bank account, whatever you are doing with it, right? So to that, to break that logic, I mean, publicly everybody should know what it is there, what is there not. For that, distributed system came into the picture, and that is called as blockchain. I will explain you guys in further sections indeed. Okay. Okay. Somebody said Honeywell is their dream company. Who is that?
People need doesn't work.
Okay, it's your dream company. Okay. If you do very well, right, I can refer you into the Honeywell guy. Okay. Any other doubt? Any other question you have, guys?
So
Yeah.
So प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी और सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनी में कोई ग्रोथ का कनेक्शन होता है क्या? जैसे लाइक कि प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड में
बहुत होता है. See, there are two ways to see the things. Product based companies have their own product, they have their own problems, and they need engineers to solve it. So they pay their engineers very well, they train their engineers very well, they ask their engineers to grow so that their product also grows with them. In service-based companies, it is like they will assign you projects and they will ask you to solve it for them so that the company can earn. So there is a less chance of learning in terms of service-based. There is a very high chance of learning in product-based. But there are certain projects which the product-based companies give to the service-based. Those, if you're going to get deployed in those projects being in a service-based, then I would say there will be good learning would be there. So it all depends upon which project you're going to join and work.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody said services company. Yeah, Preeti, I guess. Yeah, Preeti, you worked before in service-based company? Okay, cool. Then you know the pain. Okay, HCL. Okay, I get it now. I get your pain. Any other doubt, guys?
Sir, resume कैसा होना चाहिए sir फिर?
Okay, resume. Okay, I'll show you my resume, guys. If you're okay, I can show you my resume, guys. Do you want me to?
लिंक्डइन पे होगा ना सर आपके?
हाँ, लिंक्डइन पे तो है. उसके अलावा रेज्यूम थोड़ा अलग होगा.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my resume, guys, where I list all my skills here, then which company I'm working for, and what I'm working, what kind of technologies I'm working.
शेयर कर दो ना टेम्पलेट के लिए हम लोग के लिए.
ये गूगल डॉक्स से तुम्हें रेज्यूम टेम्पलेट मिल जाएगा. मैंने उसी को यूज किया. If you go to Google Docs, right, there you can find the resume template. That is only I'm using. It's like this. So which company I'm working for? Still, you guys need it, then I will share it. Okay.
Sir, if I'm searching for the fresher job, then what content should be added in our resume?
So if you're searching for a fresher job, in that case, what you guys need to do is you need to have the experience part. Experience will be very less for you. If you have done some internship and all, you can add it. Yeah, if not, if it's not there, then you can start with your education. Then you can start with your projects. What are projects you have made? Then you can add your skill set, and what is your GitHub ID. You need to have those projects, whatever you're going to list it in the GitHub. Then you need to add these certificates. Then if you have done some paper presentation, you have written some international papers, research papers, that you can write it there. So these things you can add it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Then for fresher job, sir, how we can prepare, sir?
So yeah, that's what I told you. So first you should focus on your DSA. Then you should focus on your front-end, back-end database. Then you can start applying for the job and start get into a good job.
Sir, is it compulsory whenever we give an interview, the aptitude test must be there?
That depends. Few companies today, I don't say till now, whatever interviews I've attended, I have not given any aptitude test. So that depends upon the company, man.
Okay.
That totally depends upon the company.
Yeah.
Most of the companies have very first round, they have a general introduction. Then you have the technical interview one. Then you people will have what we say a coding round. Then you people can have a DSA. Then you have one more coding round, or directly you can go to the second technical, and with that the interview get finished.
सर ये कोडिंग राउंड कैसा होता है सर मतलब अपने को VS कोड पे कोड करना पड़ता है या किसी
नहीं वैसे नहीं होता
कोपायलट पे
नहीं they will ask you to code in hacker earth or hacker rank like this or code chef like this site. So that is why I'm asking you to start coding in that site so that you people will get understood how the questions should be like that.
Okay sir.
I have posted you the fourth MCQ guys. Please you guys go and answer it. Okay, somebody asked me whether we are doing some freelancers or remote desktop. What is remote desktop? You are asking remote job, huh?
The remote desktop job means lifelong they are doing.
No, I'm not doing any remote desktop job. I'm currently like I have been I'm full-time employee at Tiger Ledger, and after that, due to my passion, I'm here to teach you guys. I'm fully occupied with this. If I go and do any other job, right, I will die, man.
Sir, some are taking
Yeah.
projects, no sir. Means freelancers like.
Yeah. It's there. It's there. See, for that we require time, man. See, Monday to Friday, I'm fully occupied. From morning to night, I'm there with my company. Then after that, I'm here. I need to learn, prepare to come here and present, right? So I get only Saturday and Sundays to be. Then that time I'm learning new courses, right? So I don't think I mean, I used to take freelancing projects before, but after that I thought like I need to learn more things because freelancer projects are there. But if you learn something new, right, in that space you can earn a lot of things.
There is any separate websites for freelancers?
Yeah, you can look into Fiverr. Fiverr is a good website. Then you have Topl. These kind of websites are there for freelancing.
सर आपको टेन्यू में कितना टाइम हो गया?
I joined recently. I'm a new guy I'm a new guy and I joined your batch. Why?
Sorry, sir.
No, I mean, why did you ask that?
So you
Okay. I thought there is some issue with my teaching,
no, sir. I just asked like without any reason.
Okay. No, I was there. I was in a teaching job before in different organization. Then I shifted from there to ANU.
So we are your first batch.
Yeah, I mean in ANU, you guys are not first batch.
Oh,
Don't worry, I perform. I work hard, so I'll make you guys please don't worry about that.
We are lucky to have a teacher like you, sir.
Oh,
yes,
it's a
sir.
very big statement. It's a very big statement.
No,
No
sir.
worries.
You are giving me us lots of knowledge about the beyond the course.
That's okay, man. See, I just see. Don't rely on me. I would say rely on yourself. You
Yes,
guys
sir.
need to rely on yourself. You need to work hard because it is your life, your career. Whatever job I'm doing here, whatever knowledge I'm giving you guys, for that I'll get paid. That's okay for me. But at the same time, you people need to work hard. You need to achieve greater heights. I can help you guys, but you are the person who are going to sit in front of the interview and answer the question.
Sir, in LeetCode or HackerRank, there is no solutions. Sir, how could we get solutions for that?
Don't search for solution at the very first step. Try solving the problem by
In
yourself.
Git,
Okay?
in GitHub, we will get an all the solution.
Okay, guys, I have posted the fourth MCQ. You people answered it.
Yes, sir. Answer it.
Okay, nice.
Attendance. Sir.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we almost reached the time. Let me do the attendance. Okay, guys. Anything you want to tell me regarding today's session? Anything I need to improve or anything?
No, sir. Actually, my question is apart from the topic.
Okay.
Sir, what is clone in LeetCode problem? There is a clone graph problem.
Okay.
So can I share the problem?
Yeah, just ping me the problem. I will look into that, and if I'm able to solve it, I'll just tell you. I'll explain you separately how to do that, or in some class I'll explain it.
Okay, sir. I will share it to tomorrow, sir. Actually, right now.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Sir, your time is.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Okay.
Sir, I attempted 2 questions only. The attendance is not marking for.
Sorry.
I attempted 2 questions only, 2 MCQs only.
Okay.
My attendance is not marking.
Why did you attend the other MCQs?
Fourth one I didn't see, sir.
What man? I told you guys, right? Okay, wait. I'll add one more MCQ.
Okay.
The fourth MCQ I'll add it again. I'm not sure whether that will work or not, but let's see.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yeah. Yes. So can you share your WhatsApp number? Yeah, I mean, let me ask whether I can share my WhatsApp number or not with the team, with the attending team, and then I'll do it. Yeah, hello.
Sir, fourth one you created.
Sir, I'm unable to mark my attendance.
Why?
Sir, I missed your MCQs.
Why did you miss the MCQ? I told specifically, right? Go and answer.
When it was there, sir, I missed in few seconds only.
Okay, I created one more now. Go and answer, guys.
Okay, sir.
सर ऐसा कोई इशू नहीं है, आप शेयर कर सकते हो व्हाट्सएप नंबर।
अच्छा ऐसा है क्या? ठीक है।
हाँ, लास्ट टाइम भी लास्ट जो इंस्ट्रक्टर थे उन्होंने भी शेयर किया था, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
ओके ओके ठीक है। चलो हम कर देना। ठीक है। आप लोग कोई ग्रुप वगैरह नहीं है क्या व्हाट्सएप पे?
नहीं, ग्रुप का प्रॉब्लम है, ग्रुप नहीं कर सकते हैं। पहले ये होता अनऑफिशियली है बट ऑफिशियली नहीं है।
ओके ओके समझ रहा हूँ। भाई मैं भी स्टूडेंट ट्रैकर से न्यूज़पेपर बनाऊं।
नहीं सर, हम बोलते हैं ना, जो ग्रुप एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है उस ग्रुप में हम शेयर करते हैं,
Okay.
वैसा वाला ग्रुप है।
Okay. Okay. Yeah, somebody was asking whether I'm from Tamil Nadu. Yes, I'm from Tamil Nadu.
और इस हेलो
Yeah.
सर, एक आपको चैट बॉक्स में मैसेज किया है।
Sorry, who message? I think there are a lot of messages coming in. Can you message it back? Okay.
आपके जस्ट नंबर के पहले 1 मिनट, अब दिखा होगा।
Okay. Oh, really? That's good. I didn't expect, man.
लास्ट टाइम जो थे उनके लिए भी फर्स्ट बैच था
Okay.
और कोइंसिडेंटली आपके लिए भी।
See, as I tell you, man, it's my first batch. That's okay, but I try my best to give you guys.
और यानी 50 स्टूडेंट से स्टार्ट हुआ था बैच।
Yeah.
At the end of the 4 month, we are only 20 students.
Why? What? Why? What happened?
So many people get a batch transfer.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
सर आप कहाँ से हो?
I'm basically from Tamil Nadu. I'm working in Bangalore.
Okay.
Yeah. I did my schooling in Mumbai and Delhi. So yeah. I've been to
सर
lot of-
इसलिए मैंने मैसेज किया था, आई लव योर हिंदी।
Okay. It's
Sir,
because I did my schooling in
by
Delhi.
your Hindi, it's not looking like you are from South.
Okay. I don't know.
But they have like different kind of Hindi. Like they.
Yeah. Okay. Because of okay, I did my schooling in
मिक्सचर है। पहले यहाँ पे रहे और फिर उसके बाद मुंबई आ गए, महाराष्ट्र, देन फिर बैंगलोर, सबका मिक्सचर है ये।
The actual reason is I studied in Kendra Vidyalaya. It was and mostly I used to be with the forces people. I mean, Army, Navy, उन सब के with those kids, right? So they are mostly from North India, South, Northeast India, right? So I get a good hold of Hindi and Sanskrit.
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
सर क्या सर जो आगे के टॉपिक है थोड़ा अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन हो सकता है सर, क्योंकि सर जितने भी यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट है वो सबसे छोटा मैं ही हूँ सर, नॉलेज के हिसाब से कहे तो सर।
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, हम अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे। मतलब
नो सर,
हाँ।
पूरा सब कुछ सर, क्योंकि सर सब कॉलेज में मेरा सिर्फ कॉलेज अटेंड करना है, मतलब सर 12th पास है अभी।
मतलब पूरा मतलब इसके पहले जो हुआ है वो सब?
यस सर।
नहीं अब मतलब पूरा मतलब कैसे पूछ रहे, इसके पहले जो भी पढ़ाया गया था वो और
नो सर, वो तो आ गया सर, इसके आगे सर थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि सर थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होंगे तो सर
कर देंगे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, अब है ना।
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर।
ओके सर guys, you are being a wonderful audience for me. I hope you guys enjoyed my class. I'll be waiting for you guys tomorrow.
Yes sir, thank you.
Thank you sir, good night।
Thank you,
Guys,
sir.
yeah, please do rate my class so that 10 people know the town I'm doing here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Give
you.
me a honest feedback. Always give a honest feedback.
Yes, yes.
So,
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
सर MCQs सारे MCQs एक टाइम पे लिया के देना क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ टाइम जो सर मिस हो जाते तो अटेंडेंस नहीं होती है.
Okay, sure. I'll take this now. From tomorrow onwards.
Yes,
Everything
sir,
I'll
at
keep it in the end.
Yes, sir.
At the end, before the attendance, I'll keep all the MCQs for 5 minutes. Okay, then you
Yes.
will be able to do it. I didn't know that this is actually a criteria for the attendance. Sorry.
नहीं सर, ऐसा नहीं है सर। ये जब है ना, हम लोग का प्रीवियस क्लास का आदत है कि लास्ट में ही सारे एमसीक्यू पूछते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले हम भी पढ़े थे, तो ऐसे बीच बीच में पूछ लेंगे तो अच्छा है।
Okay, I'll try to pull it together or nearby time. Okay, so that everybody is happy. Okay, guys, that's all for today's session, guys.
Sir, it is still not allowing me to mark my attendance.
Oh my God. I don't know what to do actually. That's the truth. Can you contact somebody at ATU and tell them that this is what happened? Okay.
Okay, sir. I did not attend one only. It is not allowing me to mark only, sir.
Okay. Just contact somebody at ATU and tell them that this is what happened. I missed the MCQ, but I know the answer. Even I told the instructor. If you want, you can ask the instructor also. Okay. Just tell somebody so that if they ask me, I'll tell. Don't worry about
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, yes. Okay,
Thank you.
guys. Good night. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Good night. Good night, sir.
Good night.